When you first read chapter 15 of The Lightning Thief, it almost feels like a break in the action, like our heroes finally get a chance to just catch their breath. But if you look a little closer, this chapter is an absolute masterclass in misdirection, and it's hiding a really crucial warning. And that's it right there. That's the core message we're going to unpack today. This single idea is what turns a pretty simple scene into one of the most tense and important moments in the entire story. It's a warning, really, that the biggest threats are often the ones that come at you with a smile. So the chapter kicks off with this totally bizarre scene. Ares, the actual literal god of war, is treating our heroes to cheeseburgers. This act of kindness is so completely out of character that right away, it should be setting off all kinds of alarm bells. Now, what's so brilliant about this is the use of tone contrast. I mean, you have this incredibly violent, chaotic god acting all casual, almost friendly. This is a classic trick authors use to put us on edge. Let's be real, when a bad guy suddenly starts acting nice, it is never, ever for your benefit. It's always a setup. And that brings us to what Ares is really after. Those cheeseburgers. They're not some kind of peace offering. Nope. They're basically the price of admission to his own personal reality show. He's not helping them at all, he's just using them for a bit of entertainment. And this, right here, just shows you that contrast perfectly. On the surface, what do you see? A laid-back dude offering a free meal. But underneath all that, well, you've got the god, who is the living embodiment of brutal, mindless violence. He couldn't care less about justice or honor, he just loves watching things fall apart. The author, Rick Riordan, does such a fantastic job modernizing this ancient god. His Ares isn't some distant figure on a faraway battlefield. No, he's that guy who thrives on drama, who talks about serious conflict like it's just a game, and who will literally start fights just to see what happens. He is the personification of conflict for its own sake. Okay, so let's dig into the clues that are hidden in plain sight. This whole chapter is just loaded with symbolic objects and settings that are screaming at us, foreshadowing the danger that's coming. That backpack Ares gives Percy, it's the perfect symbol of a hidden burden. It represents the way powerful people, powerful adults, can manipulate younger people into carrying their dangerous baggage for them, often without them even knowing it. And then there's the setting. An abandoned amusement park is just such a potent symbol. Think about it. It's a place that was built for joy and laughter, but now it's just decayed into something rusted, broken, and honestly pretty dangerous. It perfectly mirrors Ares' own offer, a promise of fun that's soured into a real threat. So, of course, our heroes walk right into the trap. But here's the twist. It wasn't built by Ares. It was designed by a much, much craftier god. And it's a trap that preys on one of our heroes' greatest strengths. Turns out the trap is the work of Hephaestus, the god of the forge. And this is just a brilliant contrast. While Ares is all about brute force, Hephaestus is all about intellect, engineering, and really careful planning. His traps aren't designed to overpower you, they're designed to outthink you. And this is the real tragedy of the chapter. Annabeth, daughter of Athena, is brilliant and incredibly curious. She sees the intricate gears and machinery of the trap, and she is just compelled to figure it out. Her greatest asset, her mind, becomes the very thing that leads her straight into danger. It's a classic element of Greek tragedy, where a hero's strength becomes their fatal flaw. So with Annabeth caught, the focus immediately shifts to Percy, and now he's faced with a choice that is going to define exactly what kind of hero he is. Does he sacrifice his friend to complete the mission? Or does he risk absolutely everything to save her? That's the dilemma. Victory or loyalty? Percy hesitates for maybe a second, and then he makes his choice. He chooses Annabeth. So here's the crucial point. Percy's heroism isn't defined by his powers or his sword fighting. It's defined right here, in this one moment of compassion. He proves that for him, people will always, always matter more than winning. They escape, but the experience leaves a really deep scar, especially on Annabeth. She's forced to face a pretty devastating truth about the god she's looked up to her whole life. For Annabeth, this is just a profound loss of innocence. She's always believed in the wisdom and the order of the gods. But here, she realizes they're selfish, they're petty, they're cruel, and that mortals like her are just pawns in their divine soap operas. Her intelligence couldn't protect her from their callousness, And that is a brutal, brutal lesson to learn. So when you pull back, you see how this single chapter so masterfully weaves together the book's most important themes: manipulation, loyalty, the abuse of power, false safety, and of course, curiosity. And that really is the ultimate takeaway from The God Who Buys You Cheeseburgers. It's a chilling reminder that real danger, it often comes with a smile and a friendly offer, just waiting patiently for you to let your guard down. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? Where in our own lives are we trusting a situation that just feels a little too good to be true?